What's happening, people? How's it going, Population Nation here? Now, unfortunately, I had some difficulties, had to reinstall some things, so my episode 3, by the time I sorted it out, it wasn't worth uploading, but I made a couple of predictions, and some of them actually came true, and after watching episode 4, some other predictions, I'm convinced they're going to come true. But before that, let's have a look at what's to come. This is the new trailer for episode 5. Oh, 1 second. Would help if we had it at normal speed, wouldn't it now?
Feels good, doesn't it? Being more than human. But there's a price.
They're experiments, Dan.
That's what we do. We study.
Like you study us.
She's just a kid.
Keep telling yourself that.
A world of infinite potential.
Save yourself.
So, yet again, not much, and a bit of what we already seen. So, unfortunately, like I say, I couldn't upload my episode 3. Well, basically by the time I got stuff sorted, it wasn't worth it. But it improved, and I think episode 4 is another improvement, but they still seem to be making these weird mistakes or intentional. I can't really put my finger on it, but they can see through their eyes, and that guy who I thought was Boy Cavalier's right hand man, I'm pretty sure it turns out that's his dad. But yeah, telling him they can see what they can see, but then I had to ask him what Morrow said to him, which was when is a machine, not a machine, and it was pretty obvious that was when he implanted the listening the device to speak to him. So they're monitoring what they can see, but not monitoring what they can hear, it seems, somewhat. And the fact that Morrow was so close to him, which he had to be to implant that device, should have made it more clear. And then in episode 4, we see Fisk watching the recording, and it quite clearly shows the little device on slightly as it sing. But yeah, I saw some reviews where people were saying that Morrow downloaded the information and then put it in a chip in his finger. But when I actually watched it back, it was quite obvious he'd taken something out of his finger, and then you see his hand turn into like a knife, and he gets up real close, says when is a machine, not a machine. And they keep bringing this back up. Fisk especially has taken an interest in it. When is a machine, not a machine. Well, they refer to these children as machines, biological ones with wiring or hard drives or whatever it is. We've already seen the insides of or the one out of the first Alien film that gets ripped in half. Yeah, and we've seen a bit of a white blood, but yeah, they seem to have quite an obsession with these xenomorphs and the fact that Wendy can hear them. Now, yes, from a scientific point of view, this is the first known communication we know of an alien and a humanoid being able to interact on a vocal level. And I know that they put that thing in the sheep, but we'd already seen that with the cat, hadn't we? Now, one thing I wanted to say, which I couldn't get on my last recording, was about the xenomorphia.
Damn.
That's what we do. We study.
Like you study us.
And in fact, I was going to play us back, but slow it down. So that's
We study.
aliens a different colour. Whether that's something you can do naturally, because so far we've only really seen them in darkened environments, in the dark. So whether this is part of something they can do naturally, like jellyfish, or somehow them experimenting on them has produced a different type.
Like you study us.
So yeah, obviously slightly Mario's got in his head think about why can't he see his brothers, and he's obviously chosen her brother, Wendy's brother, Hermit. Yeah, that's his plan. Morrow's obviously got onto the island. And then another thing is, which I think is quite sad, because there's some great ideas here and stuff, but it's the predictability of a lot of the stuff that's quite annoying. Like I said in my last video, that once things were going wrong, I knew when Wendy went in that room with that xenomorph, after stabbing up through the cargo container and pulling it out and saw the blood, acid for blood, and it just burnt through it and everything. But then she goes in that room where the door's shut, and I knew when that door opened, she'd be stood there with a sword in hand, xenomorph on the floor, its head cut off, and you can see green blood, the acid blood on the blade, and it's smoking. But that should have disintegrated by then, and you can see the blood, acid blood on the floor, smoking away, but the floor hasn't disintegrated either. So not only was that predictable, obviously plot armor, main characters but simple mistakes like that that blade should have just gone and, yeah, big hole in the floor. And this guy, seen this a few times as well, man of science, good man, married, and he wants what's best. He's just doing his job, but he's going to be sacrificed on the altar of, well, he's either been set up as bait for a house, or like a Kit Kat wrapper's got stuck in the security mechanism and he's trapped in there with a xenomorph. But yeah, not too impressed with some of the CGI and other things look fantastic, and then some look awful, and this, now, the teeth especially stick out a bit to me. They look too human, really. I'm not sure if it's Alien or Aliens, but there's one scene where Ripley's stuck and you see the teeth come out the teeth, and the drip, it's drip. Oh, it looks fantastic, that does, and proper scary as well as it's whipping its tail round and trying to like spike it, like. But I heard somebody else comment on it as well. The xenomorphs are cleverly designed, to survive and pretty much anything, and acid for blood, and they're intelligent. They've obviously got some sort of hive mind. Going back to Alien vs Predator, I think how the aliens get on top of the queens all chained up, and they actually sacrifice one of their own so the acid blood melts the chains to free the queen. These are proper, this is why the predators go up against them as a test, because they are the sort of, if you like, the ultimate predator. Even for the predators, don't understand this bit, not sure what's happening here. They haven't really shown us much about this big thing, and whatever these are. And I'm definitely repeating myself here, but I'm sure Fisk has got something to do with it. Like I say, you watch the recording of Morrow telling slightly saying, where's a machine, not a machine, when he implants the device. Yeah, and after episode 4, I'm even more convinced now that Fisk is up to something. It's obvious that Boyd Cavalier is pissing him off, so to speak, and I don't know if Whaley Yutani or one of the others have got to him somehow, or he's managed to do something to himself because he's a scientist, just like David and Prometheus. The other video, it's phone's ringing, and it's 100% now that's happened, but stop, go away. Yeah, he's got something to do with it. He might even somehow be working in tandem with Morrow and Singh, because he knows the plan, because he's heard it. And we've just seen the scene of a face hugger going on to Hermit. Might be why he chose Hermit's lung. I don't know, but yeah, I'm convinced Fisk has got a lot more to do with it. And like I say, when it's a machine, not a machine, when you've got free will and can think and be creative, which is what David said to his brother, the newer model, but he'd taken the creative side away from him. If you remember in Covenant, he's choosing to play the whistle like, but yeah, even one of the other corporations have got to him, or something in himself has changed. That phone call's just discombobulated me. Population Nation, yeah, exactly what I named my channel as a dead. I had one last thing to say. So we're going from. Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah. Why don't we see more of the other corporations? At least, like, even just a few scenes of some Zoom calls of Utani speaking to the others and saying, Luke, you know, because they've explained about the governments, there was that many, and then these corporations rose up and fixed everything. So they're supposed to be working together, but Utani's properties landed on Prodigy's, and they want it back, but he doesn't want to give it back, even though, as Smith says, he's not sorry, the scientist guy, we don't know his name, says, you know, we're still running beta tests. So I would like to have seen some of that. They're missing a bit of an opportunity there. And now my doorbell's ringing, but I got to the end of my video, so I'll leave it here. I'd really appreciate it if you subscribe, like, and drop a comment and see if you've got any predictions and what to think of my predictions. Anyway, people, have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one.